Hello, this is Dylan Owens from Human Resources. Today, I wanted to share what the process for intensive support is for our staff members here at Jefferson County Public Schools, for principals and hiring managers. If you would scroll down to the bottom to uh, here and then click, you will find our principal and hiring managers page on our HR website. You want to go to evaluations and you want to skip through to intensive support for teachers. Now, intensive support is different from non-renewals because non-renewals are for our non-tenured teachers. Intensive support is for our tenured teachers, and this is an overview of how that process works, your role, the district's role, and how we move through this process to support teachers who may be struggling in the classroom. So there's a lot of links that you'll find on this document. First of all, right here is where it is described in the JCTA contract. So you can always click on this link and it will take you to the JCTA contract. Now, I'm going to walk you through this document really quickly and show you some of the links to it. Feel free to always go back and reread this. Intensive support is not something that happens every year in your building. It won't happen every month. This is just something that you'll need in case a teacher is struggling and they are in their fifth year or beyond. So the intensive support process can begin at any time. Prior to that beginning, the principal will need to complete at least 2 formal observations. These are the observations that you would document on the observation conference summary form. There's a link right here. You'll want to include all of your observation notes and then the assistance that you're going to provide that teacher. This is not in the contract, but it's best practice that you start after those first 2 observations, you start getting some supports in place for that teacher who is struggling. Once those supports are put into place, you've had those 2 observations, and you feel that intensive support is going to happen for this teacher, then you need to first notify us here in HR. You'll contact your human resources specialist assigned to your zone. So make sure that you give us a call and we'll direct you and show you which way you need to go, get you in touch with employee relations, and then we will work on this with you. Most cases, our chief, Jimmy Adams, will be helping you and supporting you in the intensive support process. So when you are ready to start this intensive support, you're going to develop a notice of intensive support. And so that is here. That's the notice right there. And then here is a guide to help you format that notice of intensive support. It tells you everything you need to write, everything you need to do for that specific document, the E1 that you will give to that teacher. You need to ensure that supports for each domain and standard are clearly documented. For domains 1 and 4, that means you need to make sure that you collect artifacts for those. Those will be included in that initial E1, that document right here. You can be as detailed as you want in that E1 to describe your expectations for that teacher. This can be used during the observation summary conference that the E1 states that a particular thing must be met that has not happened. The teacher, that is, once you issue that E1, the teacher needs to be submitting items to you to support their effectiveness in all the domains. And then set up an organizational system so that you can receive and record those submissions. Now, once you issue that E1, And remember, here in HR, we will support you and be with you every step of the way. But we'll get that E1 together. You'll work on that. We'll approve it. And then when you're ready to issue that, you will meet with that teacher with a JCTA representative. Once you issue that E1, there is 50 days, 50 working days to complete that intensive support process. So once you have, you're going to meet with that teacher, with the JCTA representative. You talk through that meeting, stay on message, stay factual about everything on there. You're going to offer additional support to that teacher. Now, typically that's going to be your academic instructional coach in your building, but you are offering that support. And one piece to that is that you are going to give that teacher the non-evaluative professional staff assistant confirmation. And they have the choice. They can accept assistance from the academic instructional coach, co-clarity coach, whoever you have in your building. They can accept assistance where they sign, JCTA signs, and then you sign. Or they can decline assistance from that academic coach. And this person is a non-evaluative person. And then most likely they will accept support, and then you and your coach will work on ensuring that you have a system in which you're collecting the time that they met, what was covered, and what support was provided. So this is evidence that you're going to collect and make, if in case this goes beyond, let's say the teacher fights this, you'll be able to have some documentation that you did provide support. So during that 50 days, you and an outside observer will be doing 3 observations. That outside evaluator, that's right here, will be given to you by Jimmy Adams, and that person will come in and do 3 observations along with you doing 3 observations. I would schedule 4 during that 50 days so that you may not, if something happens or something distracts you, there's fires to be put out that day in your building, at least you have some things scheduled out to where you're covered. If you do not do 3 observations, then you're going to lose this intensive support. It's over then. You want to get this template here, and this is for you only. This is just to organize your intensive support meetings and make sure that you're staying on schedule, because it's really important that you stay on schedule, because that 50 days will go quick. So after those observations are complete, of course, you're meeting within 5 days after every one of those observations is written on the observation conference summary. You'll see if there's been growth by that teacher or not. If not, you're going to schedule EPRC before the 50th day. So look about a week before the 50 days are up. Schedule a meeting with the EPRC. We'll discuss that in EPRC, and you will provide a draft of your final summative evaluation so that if you are recommending for termination, you'll bring that, and we'll take a look at to make sure that your I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and then you'll recommend termination. If you recommend termination, remember Dr. Marty Polio is the only person that can terminate an employee, so you're just doing the recommendation. You'll deliver that to the employee. You'll meet with them, deliver the summative evaluation and the recommendation of termination. You'll also go ahead and send the employee home, and then employee relations will reassign them until the termination letter is prepared by legal counsel. So that is how all that will work. Like I said, you won't use this often, but it is a thing, and it does happen. And if you ever need help with this, make sure you contact your HR specialist, and we will work with you in employee relations to support you during intensive support. So this is just an overview. If you have any questions, give us a call, and thank you for listening.